Hello, welcome to my page called Actively Planning, and today we'll be planning another weekly spread in my passion planner. So I actually have the small size with a Monday start. The reason I have that is because I do like to have my weekends together and like my weekdays together. It just makes it better for me to understand, and I can do a little bit more on the weekend part. So as you can see, also I have all of my post-its with all the things that I have, including my shifts, if I have any calls, if I have any meetings, if I have any personal things, it's all up in there. So for this week, I'm actually going to go into like this green theme using these stickers that I've actually had for quite some time, that I like tend to pick up and do and utilize however I feel fit. And then of course I'm going to be mixing and matching these colors or these washi tapes. And I have my icon stickers here. Yes, a lot of them are very used up, but I have them here, so I'm going to be using those. And then of course I have my Make ID label printer that I pre-printed some of the labels that I use basically every single week, which is my gratitude, my goals, and 2 to-do list stickers. So let me put this to the side, and first things first, gonna go ahead and white out some of this black outline. The reason I do this is because many of these washi tapes, and you have most likely experienced it if you've used them before, they're very like, I want to call semi-translucent, so it definitely shows whatever is behind. So I definitely want to be able to see the full on color. And yes, I'm having the hardest time with this whiteout paper because I'm pretty sure it's actually empty. So let me actually grab a new one. Anyways, the reason I do that is because of that. I want to make sure that I actually have the full on color. It just makes it a little bit more crisp, a little bit more clear, and I can see the actual colors that I'm actually using instead of seeing that kind of black outline or black bar right behind it, right? So also, if you notice, I covered up my Sunday. The reason I do this, I actually do this only when I don't have a shift on that day. Which is kind of the majority of the time, let's be real. But when I don't have a shift on that day, my go-to is to be able to use this whole column for my goals, to jot down notes, just utilizing it in another way for me to have like extra space on my weekly spread. So let me go ahead, cover up some sections here with my washi tape before getting into the actual planning. Okay, with all of that labeled, I'm actually moving my camera here a little bit so I can see it a little bit better. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do now is the actual planning. So my go-to is time blocking. So the reason I actually use this type of planner, passion planner to be exact, is because it does have the hourly layout on it, and it's just an easier way for me to be able to see everything laid out, what is occupying my time, how much time is being utilized, and what am I seeing as far as like every single week, what are things that are occupying my time that actually shouldn't be occupying my time, or things that, you know, I am prioritizing, let's say 2 hours for, where in reality I can use only or do it in only 1 hour. So the reason I like to do the time blocking is for that. I want to be able to maximize my time as much as possible. And this is one of the greatest ways that I've found to be able to actually do that. Because again, our time is so freaking precious that I want to make sure that I am utilizing it to my advantage and not just saying that I'm busy, where in reality I can condense things or move things around and actually not create that busyness that we tend to, make so important and, make it such a great title for ourselves, saying that we're so busy. In reality, I would rather be focusing on a few short hours of, let's say, intense style work, and then enjoy the rest of the time where I can do my favorite things, like doing these videos or reading a book or going for a walk with my dog and my husband. Like all of those different things I am able to do because I know how to prioritize my time block my time, and actually, not let my time be utilized more than it should be utilized. Because again, we can get distracted, a lot of procrastination happens, but if you stay dedicated and consistent with something like this, you're able to actually get ahead of the game and do it with however it is that you say on here. But again, if you watched my last week's video, I did talk about the whole perfectionism thing, and it happens. Like, we do want things to come out perfectly, and it's not going to come out perfectly. Let's be real. We're humans just trying to figure out life together. And when it comes to perfectionism and something like this, let's be real again. It's just not going to happen. But at least you understanding how much of your time is being spent on different things and how you're able to adjust depending on what the situation is going to help you later on trying to figure out how to make things work, how to utilize your time correctly, and actually enjoy the process. So anyways, let me go ahead, finish up some of my time blocking here before going into the fun parts. Okay, so let's go into this bottom right section. This is usually where I write my quote of the week. And for this one, sorry, my camera's like really shaky today. So for today's or this week's quote of the week is nothing changes if nothing changes. Again, these quotes I tend to choose because I feel like I need a little bit of a boost or a reminder, and hopefully it also helps you whenever you're about to do your plans or getting inspired to do your plans, anything like that. And the reason I chose this one is because it is so true. Like, you can't just expect things to magically appear on your lap by doing nothing. Things are going to change only if you do something about it, like taking action, putting in the work, putting in the time. And it could be with anything. If it's health related, wellness related, workout related, if it's doing your plans related, anything at work, anything in real life scenarios, nothing is going to change if nothing changes. So let me go ahead and finish this up. Now let's go to the left bottom section. And yes, I'm gonna apologize again. This, I don't know what happened with my filming and my tripod today. It's very, very shaky, especially when I go in and do really fast recordings. But hopefully next time I'll do a little bit better. But for this section, let me go back to what I was talking about. For this section is usually where I track in some of my habits, some of the things that I'm doing for my partnership, wellness, coaching. I don't know, I just said a bunch of words there. Basically, making sure that my clients are being taken care of and I'm on the right path of growing my business, because of course I'm always on that path and I want to make sure that my clients are being taken care of. So this is just a way for me to be able to track that I am actually doing it on a daily basis and being able to see the trends and things that I would want to improve or change, see what's happening. It's just a great way for me to be aware of what is happening with my wellness business. So anyways, this is what this section is for. I also actually add 2 questions on here that I have actually evolved into. And one of them is what went well, and then what can be improved. So 2 super simple questions that can mean a lot, especially week by week, with whatever it is that you choose to focus on. Of course, the ones that I'm putting on here, or the ones that I am talking about myself, has to do with the tracker that is right next to it. So my wellness business. So I want to make sure that I am, tracking everything, making sure everything is up to par, and making sure everything is to my liking. Let's put it that way. So let me finish this. Actually, let's just go into doing some stickers. So this is my favorite part because it just has these sections that I tend to gravitate most towards, which is my daily gratitude, at least one thing a day that I am grateful for. Sometimes they end up, being super long sentences, or basically just being one sentence of, let's say, I took a nap. So there's different things that I am grateful for, and I love being able to track this every single week. And then of course I do have my other sections. I'm actually looking up some stickers right here so that I can actually cover up what it says weekly task, because I definitely want to be able to, actually I'm going to change it. This is what happens. I'm literally just going with the flow, seeing how it feels. Anyways, so another one of my sections is my goals for the week. Again, something that I like to do. Some of them are personal, some of them are business-wise. It just has different effects, and it just keeps my eyes on the prize, knowing what I'm doing. And it's just super helpful to have it written down somewhere that I can constantly refer back to, because one of the biggest things that happens when it comes to goals is that, yes, we can say it in our heads many times, but if it's not something that is up there in focus, I can see it, it's just not really going to happen, because it's always going to go to the back of your mind instead of your forefront. And having it somewhere written down where you're able to see it, able to refer back to it, is definitely something that is helpful to remind you of all the work that you're doing, all the time that you're doing, or time that you're putting into it, and the effort that you're putting into it. So it's super helpful to have something, even if it's just like a post-it. It doesn't have to be super fancy. I definitely, before figuring out how to do this, I used to put it on a post-it note right in front of my desk setup, sometimes on my computer, just as a reminder of the work that I'm doing. So what I'm doing actually right now is adding my to-do list. These little boxes, they're a little bit bigger than what I would like for them to be, so I'm cutting off some of the edges so that it fits a little bit better with my layout. So anyways, I'm gonna do 2 little to-do boxes, one for my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday section, and then another one for my Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday section. The reason I do this is because it does create less overwhelm. So like, let's say if I were to have made like one giant to-do list for the week, I'm actually going to end up picking and choosing the easier ones, and then the hard ones stay there for weeks and weeks and weeks because I don't want to get to them. So instead, what I like to do is have 2 different to-do lists for, let's say, the 2 halves of the week, and they include both hard and easy things so that I actually get everything done. Of course, there's some days where laziness Lee comes out and she just likes to push things over, but I at least have that opportunity that if I didn't do it in my first block, which is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I actually do have my Thursday, Friday, Saturday section or my block to be able to complete everything. But I try not to, because if not, then I end up with that long list that I tried to avoid at the beginning. So anyways, here are my 2 to-do lists, 2 sections for my to-do list. So I'm actually going to go ahead, have some fun with some stickers, because of course we can't just leave it super simple like this. We got to add some flair. So let me go ahead and get that done. So here is the weekly spread. Kind of love the colors because it still has a little pop of pink with the greens and all that stuff. And I have everything that I need for the week, which is always #1 priority when it comes to planning. So hopefully this was motivating. Hopefully this was inspiring for you to do your weekly spread. And hopefully, of course, you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you here for another video very soon. Okay, bye.